administrative issue that I want to bring up while Wayne is here. We need to have replacement folks for the 9/11 primary and secondary officers in the town. Jeff Buxton and Wayne are going to take over those positions, just update everybody on that. They will be taking care of that administrative work. And I will pass this to Wayne with your signature, and then to Sue, so Jeff can come in and sign it tomorrow. The next item on the agenda for you, Wayne, is the Rockland Way road closure when we get to doing the 1985, when they get doing the Sinclair in Newmarket.
Yeah, we're at the luxury of CSX and how they work. They started at the state line in Plastow, the Havel line, working their way up. But obviously with the weather that we've had over the last 10 days or so, it's delayed them. So as we all know, emails went, Sue sent out some emails regarding our Swampscott Road crossing, which was supposed to be the 6th to the 9th. We're at the luxury of their work schedule. Their crews work 8 days on, 6 days off. So they are behind. So right now we are being told that our closure down here at Swampscott Road is going to be the 17th or 18th. This expected 2 or 3 days. So we're expecting 17, 18, 19, or 18, 19, 20. Now that being said, we have a signboard down there just notifying people, residents, delivery drivers of the closure. We didn't put any dates on it. We put dates on it last week. We should know more in the next few days if it's going to happen. But our section down here is not a big issue just because there's another way around on the railroad. You can come in from Main Street, 85. The only downfall is if you're coming out of railroad, you can't take a left onto Main Street. But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect a whole bunch of residents. If you need to go down, just obviously you may take a left because there's no left-hand turn allowed there. Just go down to the next intersection and just reverse your direction either at the post office or the Irving station. So that's the one closure. The other closure is the 108, which this was thrown on to us last week. The road closure on 108. We're going to have detours coming through town, which we were not consulted in, or this was just done through the New Hampshire Department of Transportation with permits and CSX. So that being said, that is going to be done afterwards. Those dates have not been announced yet. Originally, they were supposed to be around the 18th and 19th, but now we know that they're probably going to be at Newfields then. That's going to be a huge burden on all our state roads and town roads here. 85, they're pushing all northbound traffic down 85 to 87 to 125 to 152 to get around the closure. The state does not want traffic to go down New Road because, one, it's their bridge apparently, and two, it's down on one lane. And we also have Ashland Road in Newmarket that is closed at a certain section for a culvert replacement for several weeks, so we can't even push cars down Ashland Road. So we're going to see an influx on 85, we're going to see an influx on 87, we're going to see influx, even though they're pushing, supposedly pushing them up to 125, we're going to see a lot of traffic going down New Road, and we're going to see a lot of traffic going down Bald Hill. So those dates will be put on our Facebook page, and we'll have Sue send out emails regarding both closures, but the one down here is far minimal compared to what's happening on 108. This has nothing to do with the town, the police department. We were told basically what they're doing. They're going to have signage and detour signs, and at the end of the day, we don't have a say in it.
I would imagine we're going to have more of a police detail on those roads.
We're going to put our speed signs out on certain roads. I'm not putting additional manpower on except for grants for safety. This shouldn't be a burden on our taxpayers for what's happening, but we do have grant money through the highway safety that I will be putting out for the officers, but we're not putting any extra officers on for overtime or anything like that. But I have fielded a few phone calls from some residents that live on Bald Hill. Our duty units will be conducting some direct patrols, stationary radar. We'll put our signboards up, speed limit signboards, like I said, we do have some funding through the highway safety that we can put up some patrol for those days. But it's kind of hard to do that now because we don't know the exact dates.
I'm just thinking as they get detoured around, these people are gonna get frustrated.
They're gonna follow their
And
GPS.
they're gonna hammer the gas to just get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 2 to 4 day headache for a lot of people.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, Jeff is tied up in the conference tonight, is the annual radiological emergency response plan, to sign off on that, and that's for the chair of the board to sign off on. I reviewed it, I've read it, it's a pretty detailed plan of what transpires for that event that comes out of Seabrook. We have training annually on this, and it's available in town hall, take a look at it if you want to see it. While I'm mentioning Jeff, I want to compliment him for taking charge and solving the problem with the audio-visual system with the new system. We've got 2 microphones up here on the desk, and then we're looking at having a suspended microphone once we do some more analysis. But Jeff has gone above and beyond, not only getting switching stuff done downstairs, but also getting the internet run up into this room and into the back office. And purchasing this, he got a really good deal on it, and saved us probably about $500 by purchasing it through Amazon of all places instead of going through a provider. So that'll be a substantial improvement in the quality of the video and the audio visual that we have. And again, thank you, Jeff, for taking charge of solving the problem. Next item is First Seasons Pet Museum. Would that be you, sir?
It is, yeah.
All right. Good. And your name is?
Ron Pitichelli.
Nice to meet
Can
you.
we stand up here?
Whatever, just you can sit right there. And
Okay, okay. So I'm Ron Pitichelli, I'm new to Newfields. Me and my wife, Tracy Porter, we purchased Bittersweet Kennels, which is now First Seasons Pet Resort and Spa. So, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking us so quickly because they got me on the agenda. Keisha? Keisha, how are you? So you got me on the agenda today, which was great. So the reason I'm here is speaking with Keisha and Officer Blades. We want to hold an open house on May 17th / fundraiser for an animal rescue that we work with out of Aruba. It's called Luna Foundation. So we really don't know what to expect right now. We know the Luna Foundation has a big following. We're going to do some advertising ourselves. We're trying to gear up to get some new business. We've fixed up the place quite a bit since October. We're getting a great response. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to continue to contribute to the town in some way. Our fundraiser / open house, we would like to have a food cart and a beer cart, if possible. Dog World, people enjoy craft beers. They enjoy some food. We want to try to get just like a hot dog cart, sandwiches for the event. That is one aspect which I would like to get your approval. The other is the turnout. We could get 100 people, we could get 300 people, and I'm really not sure at this point. If you're all familiar with that area, we have like a 500-foot driveway that goes in the back. And I have spoken to the construction company that's on the same road, veterinary clinic, and the post office. And I had asked them if they would grant us permission to park the cars because they're closed on Saturdays, but the post office is closed at noon. And everybody was okay with it. We use the parking. So we will have parking for, including our parking lot, 70 or 80 cars, roughly. Again, I don't know what to expect. So when I had spoke to Officer Blaze about having beer, he had recommended that we do a police detail. So, which is fine with us. But again, going back to the amount of people we're going to have, I don't know. But he wanted me to inform you on my plan and what we would like to do. So, that's why.
One of the things you're going to have to do on this is you're going to have to get a permit from the Liquor Commission if you're going to be having the alcohol.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to have to deal with them. They'll set the terms and conditions for doing so. And we, as a select board, will need to preview those terms and conditions as far as scope and allowances while we transpire. And if I recall correctly, it'll have to be a tent area, a covered area, and it will have to be roped off to preclude. But that'll all be in the scope, but that's just some of the background. After you receive permission from the Liquor Commission, you'll need to bring that information back to the select board, and in conjunction with the police department and the fire department, we'll do an analysis on what we see, strengths, weaknesses, and how we can work with you to make this happen. Okay. They'll probably require, and with the food, I don't know whether the hot dogs will be satisfactory, but they usually require a food service if you're going to have a beer tent, etc., because they just don't want you serving alcohol and food and alcohol. And confirm this is just going to be that one-day event. What time frame were you thinking about this?
12 to 4,
12 to 16.
potentially 5. Right now, I think the plan is 12 to 4.
Once you get that data, come back to us, make sure you liaise with the police department, and they will have a strong input, as will the fire department, as far as safety and security and issue, where the officers needed, when the officers needed, and for, it will not be necessarily for crowd control or traffic control, but it will be to ensure the safety of the alcohol area. Okay? Chief, anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think if you're gonna go with a beer vendor, we had one business in town that did this a year and a half ago, and I believe, like I said, I don't necessarily believe that you need a tent, but it needs to be cordoned off by some type of tape and stuff like that. So if you're dealing with a particular vendor, they, I believe, it's their liquor license, and they will come and do a site assessment at your property, and then come up with an area where the alcohol will be served, and the patrons who consume the alcohol will be in a certain area, and then they're allowed to leave that area with alcohol, and they'll make sure, I believe they'll card, others in certain places in compliance with the laws in the state of New Hampshire.
Yeah, I was talking with my first potential is Stock Brewing. They have a craft brewery, and they also have a food cart. So when I talked to him today, he said they have all the proper catering licenses that they would need. And he was actually just telling me the same thing about the one-day license for the board. He told me about having an area to roll off. So that if you've ever been back there, we have massive amounts of parking, and we can roll off a really good-sized area for that. So, that's
Any questions?
That permit application that has to be filled out specifically?
No.
For that? And is there any maximum capacity concerns with regard to bodies and space?
I think that would come with,
The permit,
Yeah, again, we don't know what to expect, but Luna Foundation, they have a really big following. They raise a lot of money for the foundation. So, believe it or not, it's kind of like a little house following. And they get dogs off the island, and they bring dogs up and down the East Coast. So they do a great job. And we try to do our part too.
Yeah, the only thing would be the traffic, just to be cognizant of the traffic. You have dogs, people are bringing dogs with them, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you're gonna have people parking their cars with the dogs, and so
Right.
it's just, has to be orchestrated the right way.
Right.
So
So
it's
it's
tell you that.
talking with the postmaster, when I talked to her every day, and when she had said that they closed at noon, but she still has a truck that goes in there up until 1. And then she said after 1 o'clock, if you'd like to use the parking lot, you're more than welcome to. So there's going to be some people potentially walking from the post office to Bittersweet, but it's right there. So if I need to get a police detail or something like that, then I have no problem with that whatsoever. I just want to
well,
make sure.
I'm going to say we will require a police officer there for the alcohol aspect.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, go ahead and take care of your paperwork, get your ducks in a row, and come back and see us. We have not set the next board meetings for next month, but that'll be out by the end of the evening, and it'll also be online. So Keisha has all your contact information and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anything from the? No, we're good to go. Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Yeah.
You need dog service, come on down. Thank you.
Michael?
Hi, y'all. So, we're about location of the original lighting that appeared in this room. These are the original lights. So there were 3 globes. I'll bring them up so you guys can take a look at them. You have glass. These you can see that below. These are the globes.
This is quality.
Yeah, so there were 4 of them. They replaced these with these fluorescents. Now, the biggest issue was obviously the lighting, but modern technology, each of these bays gives off about 20,000 lumens. So with the new LEDs, you can get about 20,000 lumens. And you also can not have it as this harsh white, you can do it as a
Soft.
yeah, as an incandescent. So I bought one of these, I cleaned these up, we have 3 of them, and I actually was able to find something online that's similar to that as a 4th. And we have the 4 brass fittings. So what I want to do, and ask your permission to do, because you don't want to redo them and not like them, is actually probably maybe
Pull one.
very good. I'll get an electrician, come in, put one of these up, and see how it looks. Now, it may be that, you're going to be sitting there with 3 fluorescents of that until you make a determination.
Yeah.
But if you guys are okay with that, I'll try to do that. We have 100th year of the building coming up in a few years, so actually getting lighting in here might be kind of neat. The other thing that I'm looking into, just so that see that? The little disc on the wall there and there? Those are actually sconces. So presuming we can redo this lighting, what I'd probably end up doing is complement that and get some sconces on both sides walls as well, just to make sure that there's plenty of light down here. So I'm asking your permission to move forward with that if you guys are okay with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go. I'd say great.
Great.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much. Heavy duty, right?
That'll clean up really nice.
You have 3 out of the 4 globes?
3 out of the 4 original globes, and I found a 4th one online. It's similar size. This is a little thicker with gold, and it doesn't have anything here, but it's the same shape. So,
You should be able to paint that.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah. All right. Moving right along, correspondence discussion. Ex officio planning board compound meeting reports. We have not had any of those meetings since the 18 March select board meeting. Next, we'll include that as a regular event in all future select board meetings. Health and Human Services contributions is next. We have this printout that you guys all have that. This year we have $3,000 available that was allocated in the budget. And what I would like to do, if you are amenable with this, is take a good review on it, and then next select board meeting, come in with recommendations on who's getting what, and then we can move forward and make a decision, and get paperwork out next meeting. Sure. Is that good with everybody? Sure. Okay, so we will postpone that until the next board meeting. Yeah. All right. Next item on the agenda, town office is going to be closed on 16 April. There's a tax collector's workshop, and Sue and Keisha will be gone, so the town hall will be closed. And I'm sure that will be posted online, so everybody will be cognizant of it. We've already talked about the detours, so that item is done. Keisha, did you bring up the checks and documents and stuff? Okay, we'll take care of that as we go along. We just need to get that. Next item is petition and poll license. Pretty straightforward on this one. Going to need so Eversource comes through and they're saying, hey, we want to insert some poles here at 108 and New Road off of 108 there. And so they're just coming through and they need signature off, sign off by the select board. Any questions or issues on this? You all good? Okay, I'll make a motion to sign this off.
Okay.
Second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
These together, and some signatures in. All right, next item is prior meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at these? Any corrections? Anybody? And in that case, I'll make a motion to accept the prior meeting minutes from 18 March. All in favor? Aye. All right, moving right along. We had a town hall rental last night. We had a heads up on that just to accommodate the administrative aspect of it. We were good on that, so we just need a signature on it. And all in favor, say aye. Or did we make a motion? I don't remember.
I make a motion to
Thank
approve.
you.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll hold, take a look at the March revenues and expenditures. Any questions, any concerns, any issues?
No.
Karen, you good?
I'm good.
All right. Moving right along, open items. Status report on in-work issues and projects. I already talked about the fact that Jeff has done a great job on the audio visual. I've got a list here of some things that have transpired since the last meeting. Donner Foundation is giving the substantial funds to the town to cover first year of the ALS events. And talking to Steve Yevich, that is in progress. Everything's copacetic with the Donner Foundation and their administrative folks. And that money should be transferred here very, very shortly into the trust fund. For those of you who made Jeff Buxton's retirement, which was on Sunday at the water department, it was very nice. Ray put in 54 years on the water department, and I think he's 50 plus on the fire department. And Ray has been a plethora of knowledge for this town, and he represents the finest tradition of people stepping up and doing what needs to be done for their community. So it was quite an event, and I was glad to see a lot of the folks make that event. Boston Post came, Sue has identified the next winner of the Boston Post game, and we're looking at no later than the 22nd, the next select board meeting, or I haven't had a chance to talk to her, but I was thinking maybe the senior luncheon would be a good time. They take care of Boston Post game. Summer and Pleasant Street project and the rain garden project. Bill Deserve and I probably spent two and a half hours on the phone the other day with DES and going over both of those projects. And they had been very accommodating. We were backlogged for quite a while. Deborah Lozelle was very accommodating in working with us during that phone call Friday past. She expects that monies will start being cut loose on that. And the projected requirement for the completion of the rain gardens will be August of this year. And for Summer and Pleasant Street will be March, no later than March of 26. We're getting about just off the top of my head, about 110,000 in grants for the Summer Pleasant, which will cover all the engineering work. And then we'll get 20% loan forgiveness on some other aspects of it. And then we're also getting some loan forgiveness on the rain gardens, both for Town Hall and for the library. And as information appears on this, I will continue to brief everybody on that. New Roads Bridge update. So if you remember the last select board meetings, they said they didn't want to fix it because it's a state DOT. After multiple conversations with them, and when I convinced them that CSX was totally responsible for all the damage and repair, the response was, oh, well, in that case, we're interested in fixing it. So they are going to accept that and sign off by them for the construction, and everything will be returning. 2 lanes will be when they are satisfied with the quality of the construction and the work that is done. But I think that is put to bed for the moment. 399 Piscasset. So we now own this piece of property, and if you've been out there and looked at it, it looks like a junkyard. The 2 pickup trucks have been towed by Cruzex, so that is no longer an issue. The issue of the camper that is there, I think I've got a resolution for that, for the owner to give him one more opportunity to get that out of there. If not, I've spoken to a couple of folks, most recently Brian, and said, Brian, how much is it going to cost to get this cleaned up? There's camper out there, there's old appliances, there's couches, there's fold-out couches, there's more junk out there than you could, it's unbelievable. He said it's going to need a dumpster about half a day with an excavator to get it all picked up and get put in there. He's thinking about $2,500 at best, at worst, to clean that up. So that's something I'm going to continue to work on. Since we own the property, we have a responsibility to preclude it from looking like a junkyard. And the neighbors have complained about vermin and rats coming from that property to their property. And I think as long as we own it, we have a responsibility to the community to at least have it presentable.
I could do some follow-up if you like. Cleaned up.
So, yep, if you'd like to, you're in charge of that, so you can give us a report at the next meeting on what you found out.
Sure thing.
Okay. And what else have we got? I sent an email to the other members of the select board. Sue, Ken, you got one, planning got one, and also in the Conservation Commission in regards to there is a lot of legislative action going on in Concord to remove zoning from the auspices of the towns and take over zoning at the state level, which is absolutely something we do not want to have transpire. There was a list in the email that I forwarded referencing probably 10 to 11 bills that are in front of the legislature at this time for legislative state control of zoning. Newfields has some unique characteristics and aspects to it. Local control is always better than state control or federal control. So I would encourage you to take a look at this, and I will get the information to Sue so she can post it on the town sites. Letters, phone calls. Now, a couple of these legislative bills have already had hearings. However, there's probably another 7 steps that have to transpire in the legislative process after the hearing before it even hits the floor for a vote. So phone calls, letters, emails, etc. are still valid and still have impact, both to the legislators and to members of the Senate, as well as the Executive Council and the governor. It doesn't hurt to hit everybody 6 ways to Sunday to say, keep your hands off the Newfields If you want to do some zoning, you can do it in your own communities. We want to maintain local control over the town of Newfields. So I would encourage folks to engage in that process and make their voices heard on that. Along with those lines, there's talk in the legislature, and I don't know where the bill is now. I didn't have a chance to look at it this afternoon, to cap the rooms and meals tax distributions throughout the state, which is something that is also of a concern. So take a look at that, and I'll try and get some information posted on that so we can try and maintain our financial abilities and also to maintain local control. Comments from the board?
We have some good information from Mike Cahill and some other postings that make it very user-friendly instructions on how people can reach out to their legislators. So I'd be happy to put that information together to make it easier once we post. That's something else.
Mark? Anything?
Yeah, just the cap on, just to clarify, the cap on the meals tax is taking money out of our pockets for the town.
Right, basically.
Yeah. So it's a benefit to every small town or any
Every town.
municipality, right? To people, that's probably one of the few taxes that we do enjoy, right? That we do get, enjoy the benefit of.
Well, we enjoy the benefit, yes. All right, anybody?
So Catherine, you were saying about putting it on the town pages, on steps on how people can actually.
Just to make it as easy as possible. Who to call, who to write to, if you can text or email. You know, there's a variety of options depending on which bills they are, but to make it really clear, there's been some excellent examples already posted out there. I think we can benefit from. And then maybe we can have Sue send it out to those folks that have signed up for the town email as well. So if they're not using social media, they can get it by email.
Anybody else? Anything else for tonight?
What are the next steps or any progress on the planning board paving? We talked about it last time.
Talked to Brian about it, and he's going to start working on how to move forward on that. Michael, anything else? No. All righty. In that case, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are done at
Meeting.
7:35.
Okay. Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Keisha, I will get you the minutes for the non-public.
Oh, yes.
See how that.
And me, right? That's what you get?
Yeah, I had at least